still running Kutuzovs, Chapayev, Double Benz, and Triple North Carolina. And on the GSW, same. Still waiting for one member, which is probably going to be a second Kutuzov.
Okay, looks like everyone is here.
Mm-hmm.
This looks very, very similar. Chapayev on HAWKS again. Kagero.
Yeah, it's basically it's the same.
Exactly the same. It looks like.
Yep.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're a new team. Like having flex roles is something that comes when you're more experienced. You know how to play different chips on different maps. But in the beginning, as a new team, it's not a bad idea to just take a very basic, safe comp and just learn to play it as a team. Like learn to play the ship yourself, get comfortable in it, and then learn to play it as a team. And only then, when you have that down, you can start considering maybe we should switch this guy for this guy and so forth. Because trying to do that before you have any sort of cohesion or team player and things like that, it's just going to be messy, very messy. Sea of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bismarck is... If you're going to bring Bismarck to a map like this, I would assume you want it around B for the close quarters thing. It would be quite strong in B, I would assume, but honestly, this doesn't really look like a Bismarck-ish map to me.
No, the old Bismarck Hydro, sure. New Bismarck Hydro, not really.
Like, even the old one, questionable. I mean, maybe because with the old one you could kind of push into islands and kind of scout, like, really far ahead of you, which was a bit broken. But, yeah, with the new one, definitely not, as you said.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably work between B and C, like, if you utilize those islands. That could work even better with the old Bismarck, but, yeah, I'm in agreement here. Bismarck for this map,
Yeah, questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets into a central role at B, he might prove us wrong. But once again, much like with the Akatsuki, he has to get into that role to actually prove his worth.
Yeah. HAWKS seemingly going for B and C, moving the majority, well, all of their stuff over there from the spawns.
It looks like GSW are splitting A and B. They are, looks like, completely ignoring C. Last time they sent one DD to each camp, but it looks like this time they are splitting it up. Maybe afraid of what happened last game happening again, losing the DD. So it does take some. I mean, learning from your mistakes is always good, and usually you just wanna take a completely new, fresh look at it. Like one of the worst things is if you're talking over previous mistakes while you're playing the next map, then it's gonna be very messy and unconcentrated and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
You want to save those talks till after the entire match. All 3 games have been played. Once again, carrier aggressively spotting.
Yeah, both carriers. Your carrier is running 3-1-1, right?
Yep, 3-1-2 actually.
3-1-2, yeah, true.
Is your J3 doll still running 2-2-2 or 3-1-2?
3-1-2.
3-1-2, okay. So it's become very popular these days, mostly because carriers in competitive have a very important role, but they don't have as a strike-heavy role. And in random battles, the value of a carrier is often measured by how well it can kill. Whereas in competitive, it's much more about the spotting and denying the spotting, and so it's an entire game around spotting enemies and, most importantly, also spotting DDs. And once again, that's a huge learning curve, going from the I need to kill people to I need to constantly spot everything type of gameplay is, once again, a hard transition.
Yeah, you're basically providing utility, and that's what you do.
Well, Benson caught alone. It looks like... Did Nicky Lauda pop defensive AA?
The what now? The Kudasov in the smoke there?
No, Nicky Lauda, the Benson.
Oh, he's running speed boost.
Oh, yeah, he's got the B hull. He's not running the C hull. He's got 5 guns. No, wait. Was he running the B hull?
Check.
It looked like 5 guns. Maybe I was wrong. He might be running the C hull.
No, 5 guns. So B hull.
Yeah, okay. So he's got the B hull, not the C hull, which means, of course, he's got no defensive AA. Which means he's a very attractive target for the carrier.
Torp spotted here into the smoke between A and B, north of A and B.
They are actually...
Hydroed by the chop I have.
They are actually making this fast push work though. They've gotten good control of A. Now what they need to do is avoid pushing too deep. There's no real reason for them to push any deeper than this. In fact, I'd love to see the Kutuzov start smoking up soon and for them to start anchoring down.
Yeah.
He's trying to push in there when they don't... The Chapayev hasn't been spotted yet, so Chapayev is most likely near A. Pushing into a Chapayev, extremely risky and really not
Chapayev has already used its radar though. He did that 30-45 seconds ago.
Oh, interesting. Mike, the Kutuzov on GSW has eaten a massive hit. Looks like a double setup. Show from where. Torps going in, spotted by the Benson. Not going to hit anything.
Mike is south of B, yes?
Yep.
I got you. Yeah, they were in the open for a little bit. And probably Battleship AP, but he took some significant focus fire as well. From Chapakudo, so.
I feel like GSW isn't actively focus firing fighter squads that sail near them, which they should. For those that aren't aware, of course, control clicking any planes you see increases your damage to them by 30%. If you have manual AA, it's 100%. But it's a significant boost, and I feel like it's not being done because a plane shouldn't be able to sail past the Kutuzov and North Carolina like that and only lose 1 or 2 planes.
Bit of an awkward situation going on here for Hawks. Kudasov smoked up. North Carolinas were too far away though, and I think they're reversing in behind the island, but there's... Can you see the North Carolinas right now? I see one of them, right?
We briefly saw one, but no longer have any vision. Okay. And that's, I think, because the Benson is sitting in the smoke itself, and there are no planes actually scouting around that area.
I got you.
Okay, now I think it's the Kagera that's scouting that North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know if smoking up here again is a great idea, just because you have that Kagero in A. Oh, Kagero just got spotted by a catapult fighter, though. Briefly, very briefly.
They are getting torps into that smoke. Are they spotted, Benson torps?
Yep, and if they have... No, never mind. If they had range, they would hurt North Carolina pretty bad, but...
The cap is contested, which is... Well, that Benson, I feel, is playing much too risky. Hawk, Smeden, 12, yep. Much too risky in my opinion, pushing in alone. I don't think he has enough backup here.
Torps going in, though. Any connections? Nope.
Nope. The North Carolina and Kutuzov have very smart positions where they are just behind the island. They can kind of shoot over it, but they're not really susceptible to any torpedo hits.
Smeden running the Sea Hull has defensive AA fire pop now.
Okay, that's good. Gero has been chunked significantly and is still being chunked. He's being bombed as well. He's down to only 6,000 HP.
Who is this? Oh, the
piece, the
yeah, got you.
Looking at the HP pools in general, GSW has eaten significantly more damage than... Once it's kind of reminiscent of the Omni game though, but in this case GSW has the positional advantage, but Hawks definitely has the HP advantage here. I don't like both these Bensons constantly sitting in the smoke though, they should be scouting more actively. Nicky Lauda trying to smoke his team into the cap. He is spotted by Zane though, who gets torps in there. If they try to push into that, that's very dangerous.
Kudasov is trailing quite a bit behind.
If he's far enough behind, it's fine. If he's close behind... Oh, is the Benson stopping? That Benson might actually eat those torps. If he starts reversing... Oh, Nicky Lauda is reversing right in front of those torps.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's gonna be at least 1 hit.
That's one.
And now he's gonna push out of the smoke, so he's gonna get spotted again.
Yeah.
Nope. Wait, they stopped spotting him? No, he shot! Why did he shoot? He was undetected, but then he shot. No, I can't believe he did that. He could have actually gotten away scot-free from that.
He is actually flooding as well. He is dead.
Okay, he's dead.
Pretty much.
Shadia takes down TBK at Kutuzov, but they take a Benson in return.
Yeah. That hurts. That hurts Hawks a lot because they're only running 2 Bensons, and Smedin is down to 4,300 health.
I am a bit miffed about the lack of spotting on this Benson that's inside B. This Marcus Chassot, whatever his name is, the Benson, should be spotting B and not letting them cap it, because they are very soon about to get a free cap on B, and that's not good. You cannot give up a free cap. Zane is scouting. Oh, there. Wow, the Benson is that low.
Yep.
Whoa.
Dangerous.
Was that a blind shot? I think that was a blind shot into the smoke. Can you check if Ghost Ship's DK is running a spotter plane on his North Carolina?
Ghost Ships. Yes, he is.
Yeah, spotter plane, not fighter. Wow. Okay, so what he just did was blind shot this Kutuzov in the smoke. He was very low HP, but still, it was a very nice shot.
And the Shukaku of Hawks takes out the Kagero of GSW.
Yep, that's the weakness of the Kagero.
Yeah.
Now this Bismarck is without anyone to smoke him up, all in the open alone at A. What he needs to do is accelerate and speed into B, where he can get some safety in numbers, because if they understand to go for him, he is very much dead.
I'm surprised that this Benson is still just around B.
Smith.
There it goes, that's the AP.
Yeah, but he was alive for far too long. Honestly, he was playing so much with fire now.
I'm not sure why Hawks held looking at their position right now. They could have easily supported that Benson by just pushing in the Chapayev in North Carolina and still had still holding their flank.
I feel like if they just had pushed all to the entrance of B, they could have kind of bullied them out of B.
Yeah.
Because they just had more stuff there.
The Chapayev is sitting in the open, close to stationary, shooting. No signs of any smoke coming in. Well, Kutuzov is on his way, but...
is being shot by the Bismarck. But yeah, this is what's... The Bismarck is, as I said, the smoke has run out, so he's all alone. I wanted him to push into B instead of sailing just straight away, because if he sails away like this, he has no AA cover, except for the Shokaku, who's very far away. He's gonna get slowly grinded to death by the carrier, I think.
Chapayev is living on a dream right now.
Oh, your Shokaku, well, his strike was not that good. He dropped from the side with bombers, you know, instead of down the length of the ship. Oh, how much HP does the Chapayev have? I just saw him get shot.
5.7.
5.7.
But he should be dead at this point, because he was
General
reversing.
Oh, I thought he would get a better volley on Painless. Painless is giving a lot of broadside right now.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it looks like Spartan is, well, is he gonna get away? As long as he doesn't potato on ground here, he should be.
There's nothing potatoing about beaching oneself.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks like Spartan is getting away if he has repair. If he doesn't have repair, it's not enough to kill him if he just stops shooting and just bails at this point. I don't understand why the carrier isn't hovering planes near the Bismarck. It's obvious that this Spartanus guy is going to be the carrier target.
Yeah.
And instead he's hovering planes near the guys who have, like, he's hovering planes near the North Carolinas and the 2 Bensons. They don't really need AA help. They already have all the AA. It's the Bismarck who's alone that's going to need the help.
Yeah. Another drop across, but hitting with the ball and getting the fire.
Yeah. Spartanus did get his repair up now though. Problem is he should have stopped behind the cliff. He's in the open right now.
Well, there's kind of a cold war going on sea there. Don't want to push in, but don't want to.
Problem.
The last fire.
Yeah, they might have 730 points, but this Bismarck is dead. And once the Bismarck is dead, A is wide open. There's nothing stopping this group at north of B to just flank around A and hit him for 2 seconds. Yep.
Very, very passive game.
Indeed.
But a lot of potential for massive amounts of damage. Like the Chapai reversing broadside, the Benson sitting in the cap in B. Sure, he was neutralizing B for a long time, but it's so risky.
Yeah. Mario Wagner, for some reason, has reversed out of all the smokes, and now he's gonna get crossfired from everywhere, and I think he's dead.
Yeah, here's the push.
Yes, he uses repair as well, but yeah, unless one of the Bensons instantly smoking up, he's dead. Yeah, he's no, too late. See, this is one of my issues. Both the Bensons are still sitting in the smoke. They're still.
Yeah.
And
they've been doing that throughout the game, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, they're. I don't think they understand that their scouting is just as important as the carrier scouting. They can't just sit passively in the smoke the entire game. It doesn't work like that. And.
Oh, hello. Battleship AP on destroyers. Hurts, man.
Yep. It does hurt. Where's the Chopper?
That was the Chopper Ravener, right there.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was, but he must be pushed in. Yeah, I figure where he's pushed in now. Yeah. This is a good position for him. Yeah, they're being brutalized now.
Your friend Kutto there, running Hydra, which lucky that he did.
Oh, General Mortis eats a torpedo. And they're collapsing now. It's all collapsing. They're being hit from both sides. They have no numbers. Pretty convincing win by HAWKS. I mean, some mistakes done, but overall, you can tell the difference between when one team has experience and the other one is very new to the scene or new to the competitive meta.
Definitely. But you got to start somewhere. I mean, a few of the teams that we saw in the OMC Cup, Alliance being one of them, which was like we've never seen these before, and they went along and won.
Yeah, of course, it's a learning process, and I mean, most of the mistakes these guys did weren't like necessarily like they didn't do straight up dumb stuff, you know, like someone charging in alone and dying, or cruiser sailing around full broadside while being spotted. Like they played fairly sensible. That was not the issue. The issue was basically adapting to the competitive meta from the random battle meta, which was, I think, the biggest hurdle.
And that's like established and experienced teams do things consistently. Like there's not going to be a lot of dropped smokes. Like the timings are good, the angling is always there. Very rarely do you see misplays. Like they're so consistently good. So for example, the Chapai reversing here broadsided against the smoked up battleship. You would pretty much never see that unless it was a huge misplay or an outplay by the enemy team. As far as
when it did happen, instantly punished very heavily.
Yeah.
But based on this, it looks like HAWKS will be taking the series 2-0, and they will be moving on to the second round, knocking out GSW in 2 straight games.
Yes, sir.
995. The next tick should be the end. There we go.
Yeah. So shaky but convincing from HAWKS.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. Well, it was a more experienced team against one with obviously very little competitive experience, but it's a learning process, as said.
Yep.
A big difference here seen, I think, is the difference in plane kills. Most notably the fact that GSW Kutuzovs had almost no plane kills, whereas on the other side we see Kutuzov with 23 and 6, and North Carolina 29 and so forth. I think getting it as built-in reflex for all the teammates to help the carrier out by always focusing the fighters is very important, because every plane you shoot down helps your carrier so much.
Definitely.
And, always taking as a habit, as soon as a plane comes close, you instantly control click it. I mean, experienced carriers will always tell you, like for example, when you play competitive with Farasalat and such, he will always say, please focus these, please focus these. But even without saying, it should come as a reflex.
Yes.